Hi, this is Robbie Thomas, Bay Area Downsizer, and today, especially in a slowing market right now in 2026, this is February 2026, we got the numbers back that the last year's transactions in 2025, according to NAR, National Association of Realtors, was the lowest transaction volume in 30 years. That's one data point. Number two was that 71%, I think, of all realtors, about 1.5, 1.6 million realtors nationwide, have not done even one transaction. So it is really slow, no matter where you hear the news from. It is pretty obvious that the market has slowed down. There's a lot of turmoil. There's news cycles every day with more doom and gloom. But let me not bring you that. All I'm asking is for your few moments so that you can focus on how to fix the problem and try not to participate in the recession or the slowdown or whatever. So if you were thinking of selling your home, and if you had put your house on the market earlier and it didn't sell, it is a serious problem because the market has actually spoken. There is only one market, which is the buyer's market, that we should focus on if you are a seller. So I put on a few points, and this is my Venn diagram with my pyramid triangle, which is which I refer to when things get hard, is the three secrets or the secret sauce of selling. It's not a silver bullet, it is a process, but it requires three legs operating at the same time. Only and only then can you actually get some traction. Otherwise, it's just going to be like crabs in a barrel. Like, all the crabs in the barrel, everybody wants to get out, but nobody wants to let the other guy out, and everybody stays inside. And that's what a crabs in a barrel do. It's the nature of the marketplace. That's how it is. So if you are pricing your home, especially just like any other real estate agent, or based on comparables, or based on what the sales data from online aggregators will tell you, or the guesstimates that you come across, usually you're getting bombarded from your friends, families, who are realtors or agents or lenders, who will give you an automated evaluation of your property, and that's what triggers your thought process of how much you're going to net after sales price. So you as a seller are not able to focus on what the market is doing. And what I'm trying to say is creating a paradigm shift in the mind of the seller, which is almost next to impossible. Trust me, I've been there, and clients are not easy to deal with, and such is the business. It is not an easy business, although it's made to look like a very easy business. It's not, because the seller wants highest and best, and the buyer wants lowest and best. So I believe in the trifecta of the 3-point system. And I'll break it down for you. The first is price bracketing. So I wrote it down here, price bracketing. It is not price itself. It is a bracket in price where the buyers actually start looking for a home 6 to 8 to 10 months in advance. That's how long the buyer cycle is. Before they even get into their car and go into any open house. Because buyers are a particular breed of people who think completely opposite to what a seller breed thinks of. Sellers think of how to beautify their house and sell it at max price. Buyers, as I had mentioned before, want lowest and best price where they can, if possible, get it for free. So therein lies the problem. And then there's usually two agents involved who are realtors, hopefully, and they have a clash of minds because we're dealing with opposing ideas and opposing personas and opposing egos. That has no price. So that is why I said there is no actual absolute price. If I didn't say it before, I'm saying it. There's no absolute price. The price has to be negotiated, but how do we negotiate a price if there's no one interested in the house? How do you get interest inside the house unless you get a bracket of people thinking about buying and entering into that conversation in their hearts and minds? That's why I said price bracketing. So if there's a $4 million house and all the buyer pool in that area is for 4 million, should you list your house for 4 million? My advice, no. If you have a realtor, check with your realtor. If it is a 3 million area, a house in the 3 million average price point, should you be listing it at 3 million? Answers again, no. So you must sit with your realtor and discuss a different price point where if there is a 4 million buyer, you should get the most attracted people inside who are pre-qualified, ready, willing and able. 3 conditions must be met before they actually even think of making an offer on your house. So that's price bracketing, because buyers start their search in ranges of 100,000 in the under million range, and in the 2 million range they're in the 500,000 price bracket. That's what they're going to flux at. And then the 3 to 4 million is in the $1 million to a $500,000 range. How do I know this? Because I've tested multiple neighborhoods and multiple markets in probably 6 cities, in the Tri-City area and the Tri-Valley area in the East Bay for 13 years. So I see this happening over and over again. And at the listing appointment, when I bring this up, the seller's already been self-abused by interviewing like 5-10 agents, or they go to all the online aggregators, and that's how they think the pricing is structured. It is not. And so that is the number one thing. So price bracketing, people search in upper and lower limits, and that is expected. You as a seller should not be offended by it. You should appreciate that they're actually making thought about looking for homes in that price bracket, because your home is going to be one among them. Okay, number one. That's the first one. Second part of the triangle is going to be showability. Now, showability is the biggest problem I've seen among listing and sellers, because they don't want to leave the house if it's owner occupied when the buyer is ready to schedule an appointment. Remember, buyers, if they have to buy a $3 million house, it's usually 2 income. They have 1 or 2 children. They have to deal with the work around the children's activities, the hospital appointments, their work. And these are high pressure jobs which they have. And in a declining market, their jobs are also at stake. They could be laid off anytime. And then if one of them loses their job, they won't be able to make the monthly mortgage for that $3 million. So that fear is what keeps them away from throwing an offer in a declining market. So the result of that is, if the house is priced at market value, which is the buyer pool market value, and based on last sold comparables of 6 months, the house usually will not sell. And if you price it too low, the house will not sell, because the buyers now suspiciously, something's wrong with the house, because they look at houses like as if you go to a fish market and the fisherman says, take this for cheap, and it's too cheap, and then first thing they do is they look to see if it's stale or not. So the longer it sits on the market, the more suspicious the buyers are. So best foot forward price bracketing. Number 2 is showability. If the buyer wants to see at 7 p.m., make it available. If you want to see the house at 10 a.m., make it available for a reasonable time frame between 8 a.m. and 8 p.m. so that you make it as easy as possible for them to enter the house. Number 2, even when showing the house, some places they have recording devices, cameras all over inside the house. Buyers are a scaredy lot. They're very scared of opening their mouth inside the house because they think they're being recorded and the seller can listen to their thought process. So please, I've put this in an earlier video. I'll try and link it on this video. But turn off all recording devices, or if possible, before listing, remove all recording devices inside the house. Okay. Then number 3 is staging versus no staging. That's also an important thing. If the square footage of the house is less than 1400 square feet, any staging inside the house is actually taking away from the creative space and the mind of the buyer. So they feel it's claustrophobic. I mean, it look very beautiful in the pictures because pictures, say 1,000 words. But all you need is one word from the buyer: buy. That's it. We don't need 1,000 words. We just need one word from the buyer: I buy this house. The keyword buy, right? If the buyer doesn't buy, the seller's not selling. And what used to happen was, like, the house hits the market and the next day it goes pending because there are that many buyers, because we were going in one direction, uphill. Stock market was going up, bond market was doing well, printing of money was going over and above and beyond. A lot of things contributed to the pricing to reach this frothy levels that we are in right now. But right now, prices of homes are in the stratosphere. They are not affordable even with 2 full-time jobs, and at the price range of 2 million to 3 million, the buyers have to make around 500,000 to maintain a family and the house. So again, staging helps, but if it's in a bigger house, let's say it's like 3,000 square feet, 2,500 to 4,000 square feet, yes, staging helps. But also keep in mind, staging is very expensive because usually the clock is every 30 days there's a charge on the staging, because these are very expensive furniture and requires labor, manpower, and storage facility. There's a cost attached to it. Okay, so that is the other thing. Number 3 is marketing. I always bring up marketing, but not in the traditional sense of the word itself, because marketing has failed if the marketing medium and the message to the market is not conveyed and not in alignment with what is already running in the mind of the buyer. So if the buyer pools have a reasoning behind, I want to buy this house, and if you don't address their pain point and their affordability issues and accessibility issues, like I mentioned, the house will not probably sell. It's going to take longer. It will sell at some point, but it'll take much, much longer. So I hope I've addressed the 3 major, I call it the trifecta 3-point secret sauce for selling your house in any market, especially in a slow or a falling market. I don't see a falling market as of yet, but that could change anytime. So if you're interested in selling your home, or you need anything as a consultation, free consultation, no obligation to use me at all, give me a call at 510-374-2264, BayAreaDownsizer.com, Bay Area Downsizer. Until next time, bye.